After releasing some decent mid-range phones this year, Sony is getting ready to drop its big one, the best the Xperia lineup has to offer. Hey guys, I'm Will for GSM Arena, and today we're reviewing the Xperia XZ Premium. High-end phones this year are all about the screens, and Sony is trying to raise the bar with the XZ Premium. Not only is its screen 4K, but it's the first to natively support HDR10 video. If you haven't heard about HDR video before, it's because it's pretty new. Both hardware manufacturers and content creators have only recently started going in this direction. The high dynamic range is supposed to bring the next level of visual quality, so of course we were eager to try it out. We used the phone to play back the same 4K video in two different versions, one in SDR and the other in HDR. It turns out that unless you're directly comparing them side by side, it's really hard to spot the difference in quality. So this wouldn't be a must-have feature for us when shopping for a new phone. But since it's already there, why miss out on trying it for yourself? Once the XZ Premium launches, you should be able to get fresh 4K HDR content on the Amazon Prime Video app, which will come pre-installed on the device. The 5.5-inch display has a commendable brightness and contrast ratio, so even without HDR video, it's a joy to use. The XZ Premium is also the only phone that we know of that can play YouTube videos in 4K resolution. The only shortcoming we notice is that the display is more reflective than usual, so you might struggle with it in bright sun. With high quality video, you'd be right to expect great audio too, and the XZ Premium has you covered with some nice stereo speakers. Sony claims that the two speakers have a much improved balance, and we agree. It's not going to replace your home theater though. Our tests give it a loudness rating of below average. Design-wise, the XZ Premium is attractive, but maybe a little too shiny. Smudges are pretty visible. We do like how the glass on the front and back makes a seamless transition to the plastic sides. It feels almost like a continuous surface. Only the top and bottom are made of metal, but we really like their distinct double anodized edges. Granted, the bezels above and below the screen are a bit large, but we're used to seeing this on Sony's phones. What Sony could have done better here is trim the side bezels. Like it did on the Xperia XA1 Ultra, the minimal side bezels make its screen look gorgeous and much more modern. Even though the XZ Premium is a large phone, it's still comfortable and pretty sturdy. And how many phones do you know that can do this? We shouldn't forget to mention the expandable storage. There's also IP68 dust and water resistance, just in case you get caught in bad weather. The XZ Premium does come with a fingerprint reader here on the right, but not on the US model. Inside we have a top-of-the-line Snapdragon 835 chipset with 4 gigs of RAM. In benchmark tests it performed great, comparable to the Samsung Galaxy S8, and with normal use it feels pretty smooth. It also stays nice and cool even when playing 4K HDR video. You won't fry any eggs with this one. The Xperia XZ Premium's battery is a bit smaller than its competitors. Battery life was on par with the LG G6, though not quite as good as the Samsung Galaxy S8. The XZ Premium does have Qnovo adaptive charging technology, which should extend the battery's lifespan. The XZ Premium comes with Android Nougat 7.1, and if you're familiar with Sony's take on the OS, you won't find anything too different here. But previously, Sony's screen enhancement modes only concerned albums and movies, but now they also apply to the home screen and third-party apps. On headphones, the audio player is able to upscale your MP3s and streaming audio, giving you potentially higher quality. The audio player can also fetch you lyrics and YouTube videos for the tracks that you're playing. The XZ Premium comes with Sony's latest camera innovation, a 19-megapixel sensor with a larger and faster memory buffer. It's actually the same camera as on the recently released XZS. A neat feature is predictive capture. It detects moving objects in the viewfinder and automatically takes 4 photos before you click the shutter, giving you more options to choose from. When it comes to photos, we're quite happy with the image quality that the camera is able to produce. Sure, at 100% zoom, you'll notice an over-sharpening, but if you're not the pixel-peeping kind of user, you'll be really pleased with the results you get from this camera. Photos come out clean and sharp. The colors and the dynamic range are good as well, and there's hardly any corner softness this time around. In low light though, it's a different story. Unless you force the use of a lower ISO and a longer exposure time, the photos don't come out as sharp and detailed as we would like. We definitely see this as one of the camera's shortcomings. On a more positive note, The front-facing 13-megapixel camera has autofocus, which really helps to take a nice, quick shot. It took selfies with a decent amount of detail. One of the camera's headline features is the ability to take slow-motion video at 960 frames per second. Taking good clips takes a lot of light, and you need some practice. Only a fraction of a second gets slowed down at the press of a button, so your timing needs to be really precise. The camera can also record regular 4K videos, just as you'd expect. The videos have plenty of detail, great contrast, and accurate colors. The XC Premium runs fast, the build quality is great, there's dust and water resistance, and the camera has some cool features. So, is the XC Premium Sony's big comeback? Well, it isn't perfect, but it's a really strong contender in its price range, and shows that Sony is ready to fight back. But as they say, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to check out our full review over at gsmarena.com.